Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is a self-proclaimed anti-corruption crusader. However, some recent controversies have shined a negative spotlight on the Crown Prince and his lavish lifestyle. The prince has been spearheading an economic transformation plan in Saudi Arabia. However, he came under scrutiny for his connection to President Donald Trump, who has reportedly done $355 million in business deals in Saudi Arabia over the years. According to The Telegraph, the prince is worth a jaw-dropping $17 billion. So, how does he spend his immense wealth? Here are the top 8 expenses of the Saudi king. Number 1. A $300 million French chateau. In 2017, the New York Times revealed that the prince was the owner of the world's most expensive home, Chateau Louis XIV. The house was constructed between 2008 and 2011 and is a high-tech recreation of a 17th century French chateau just outside Paris. The home sits on 57 acres and has gardens worthy of Versailles. However, no one knew the Crown Prince even owned the home until the New York Times broke the story. Number 2. A Leonardo da Vinci painting in a $500 million yacht. If something were to happen to Chateau Louis XIV, the prince wouldn't exactly be out of luck. He also owns a $500 million yacht that he purchased in 2015 in a spur-of-the-moment splurge frenzy. The New York Times also linked Prince Mohammed bin Salman to the sale of the Leonardo da Vinci painting, Salvator Mundi, which was sold at auction for a hefty $450.4 million. Robert Jordan, the former U.S. ambassador to Saudi Arabia under President George W. Bush, told the Times that these extravagant purchases show that the prince really isn't about reform at all. He told CNBC, "The lack of judgment and the lack of self-awareness that this reflects, I think, is shocking." Number 3. An ever-growing empire. While many people in the Western world are taken aback by the Crown Prince's spending, many Saudis don't feel like his personal purchases have anything to do with corruption. Bernard Haeckel, professor of Near Eastern Studies at Princeton University, told CNBC, "This is not a guy who is going to Monaco and dropping $100 million on gambling. That would be a very different kind of story." The Saudi royal family has built their wealth and their empire through investments, oil, and other business ventures. Though the Crown Prince is one of the wealthiest members of the family, he is hardly the only billionaire. In fact, according to MSN, all 15,000 members of the Saudi royal family are worth $1.7 trillion combined. With that much money at his fingertips, it's no wonder the Crown Prince is trying to recreate the 21st century version of Versailles. Number 4. Summer holiday to Morocco. Saudi Arabia's King Salman reportedly spent $100 million, or 77 million euros, on his annual summer holiday to Morocco. The royal was greeted by Moroccan Prime Minister Saadetdine Othmani at Tangier Airport in July as he made his way to his 74-acre purpose-built summer palace, according to local media. King Salman arrived for his annual break with an entourage of over 1,000 people, according to the Haaretz newspaper. Ministers, advisors, and relatives were booked into the city's most luxurious hotels. Number 5. King of Saudi Arabia lands in Indonesia with 459 tons of luggage. In 2016, vast renovation works were carried out on the property, including the addition of new buildings, helipads, and a big top tent to entertain guests. This year's visit is being hailed as a welcome boost for the local economy, and the holiday is expected to account for 1.5% of the country's foreign tourism revenue. Last summer, 100 black Mercedes and Range Rovers were on call to escort the king and his royal party around town. His sprawling Tangier complex, near Cape Spartel, above the beaches of Jabilia, also includes its own medical facilities and luxury restaurants. King Salman owns properties around the world, including several apartments in Paris, a chateau on the Côte d'Azur in France, and a palace in Marbella. In 2015, he and his 1,000-person entourage caused the closure of a French Riviera beach for 3 days. Salman's group poured concrete on the beach to install an elevator directly on the sand. The king's most recent trip has lived up to his reputation. Number 6. 500 limousines. King Salman flew 2 Mercedes-Benz S600 limousines with him on his trip. You may be thinking, but what limousines will his entourage travel in? Don't worry. The Saudi king had 500 limousines ordered into Tokyo to ferry him and his crew around the capital. Number 7. 1,200 hotel rooms. Bad news for luxury travelers in Tokyo at the time of King Salman's visit. They may have struggled to find a spare room. The king booked a reported 1,200 hotel rooms at Tokyo's top hotels to accommodate his staff and delegates. Number 8. A Lockheed C-130 Hercules. How do you transport a pair of golden escalators? You take your military transport aircraft, of course. The Hercules is designed to haul tanks, artillery, and paratroopers over long distances. It can even fly with one engine. In the Saudi king's arsenal, though, it is reportedly used to carry his nearly 500 tons of luggage, limousines and escalators included. We hope you liked today's video, and if you do, please give this video a huge thumbs up, and for more videos, subscribe to the channel.